And off we go, straight onto Ankara. Not wasting any time with this one. VINCIT Gaming up against Imperial. Looks like VG will be starting off on Blacklist. And heading over towards the A site to start us off.
So far, VG is concentrating their members around the corners, the box area, just in case there are any more overnades. And it does take some damage, but not a major damage. Let's see how much they focus. It seems like they're going to go all in towards that A site. Now, how they can go through the stairs into that A-bomb site.
Here we go. They're going to try to open it up.
Oh, CDSC.
That's going to make it pretty easy for them. It's 3-on-2 now on the defense.
It's hard to take multiple down at the same time, but sort of easier to read when it's coming. You hear nothing but few smokes been thrown out. You know they're coming in.
Yeah. Fefe tries to hop through the smoke there, see if he can chop someone down, but it does not happen. Imperial pick up the first round win on Global Risk.
So far, VG picking some valuable information that their backup actually took a long time, so it has to be towards the B site or all the way far towards the armory entrance. Either that or Imperial, they went out to the central passage. And VG going through the air duct. Committing heavy, but not getting the damage done.
Yeah, and VG able to follow that one up. Rizal gets in there, gets a double kill. And now they have entered onto that A site. Retake here from him. We'll see what they can do. MG in the back. He's going to get surprised by a member that did hang back, but he picks off one and picks off another. That's the superstar performance you need to take out a team that is quite strong.
Yeah, MG was feeling quite confident in the previous match too with his snipes. Now we can get total control from the air duct into the A site. And not just him, action coming around from the doors. But MG peeks in just a little quicker. Now 2-1, down he goes from the stairs, and Imperial takes it back.
Yeah, they're able to get up there, take out that bomb, and they're going to win 2 in a row after that maneuver. So nicely done on the retake. Gotta hand it to them.
You gotta hand it to MG.
Yeah, that certainly.
which is an okay position for a sniper, but to bring 2 down instantly when there's a C4 already in plant. It's also VG who didn't really have to be that aggressive. They could have just stalled more time behind the box, but they thought, okay, it's a sniper around the back, we can easily take him down. But that was not the case.
Yeah, MG has been the one on player who has really impressed me. Obviously, there are a lot of great ones, but he's been the one that, you know, out of all of them has really made me turn my head and say, wow, he's been doing quite good.
Let's see if he can continue to pull out those amazing moments in clutch situations. So far, Imperial leading 2-0. This is already a big plus. Of course, yeah, from the Global Risk side, you do have an advantage still. So this time from VINCIT Gaming, they're trying to open up the yard. MG again cuts one.
Yeah, speaking of which, here he is again. Really able to find that angle onto Lucom, but he's gonna hop on down. Now Fefe and Lucom, the only ones left available. Looks like they did go under. Picks off one.
They do have a C4, but one, yeah. Fefe's sort of alone here. He's still being surrounded. I mean, his teammate's coming around the back, but he needs to buy a lot of time.
Able to come around the corner there was Danimal. Pick him off. And now it's only up to Lucom.
Lucom wanted to come through the yard passage from his zone from the center. Understanding that his teammates got C4, but he's probably surrounded. Didn't really end up making that choice.
The timing there was good from Danimal. Pops down, but Lucam able to get the one, and now it's just one-on-one. MG quite low, trying to take the long way around here. But C4 is picked up. There's 12 seconds.
Oh, that angle's quite dangerous. MG again. Good bait. Okay, he's got footsteps.
Oh. There you go. Takes him out, and you can see that blacklist. VG able to pick up that one.
VG finally grabbing one there with some super play. Yeah, from Lucam. He's got 6 kills already. And other members doing mediocre in numbers.
Yeah, you said 6 kills, but I heard 6 kills.
That too. Basically by himself.
Or 6 skills, rather. So he's got
Nice
it all so far.
They tried A once, at least twice, into the yard and B site. Now opening up with the smoke. Are they actually going to commit this much into A? If VG giving a lot of chances for Imperial to open up.
Ooh, coming around.
Will strikes from the side.
Yeah, Danimal follows up. And now it's 5-on-1. Actually, as GDSZ picks off another. And that's going to be the end of that round. Imperial coming out strong here, kind of bringing their momentum from the last match that they had. And it's not looking too difficult for them up against VG.
Yeah, Imperial said they were going to change it up in their style. But maybe that was a lie or a bait for VG to take. Okay, the Imperial comes out all the way into the quarters.
I mean, they look like a blacklist, right? They're just running at the enemy. Danimal gets 2. Mendez.
GDSC fails to grab both kills. Just gets 1.
Rizal against Danimal. There's still 2 minutes left in this round.
Yeah, these are the moments where you just start typing and it says knife. And of course you're going to have your AK.
Of course. Going to be hiding around the box. But
yeah, Rizal did not actually hear him, but does get the kill with that drag.
Nansen will be joining us right away. He is back in there, and of course, VG did pick up the win there, so nice job by Rizal to follow up, and Lucam goes right on through, tries to get the one, and then the rest of his teammates die afterwards. It's only Nansen and Fefe.
Yeah, that office entrance can be rough when you don't really have smoke or some valuable information from that armory entrance. Those wall shots, not just lining up for a kill, they will actually do a lot of damage at least. And that's the reason why we have a lot of focus for AK only here.
Fefe just kind of ran in there, was trying to get the flank, but it looked like Will, based on what I saw on the minimap. He was waiting for him essentially. Made him look a little bit silly. Notsin perhaps faking a rotation. He's back though, gets flashed.
There's no one else coming from the center. You're only grabbing some information, but Danimal's, I think he wants to get a taste. He wants to have a bite. Or not yet. I think Will can actually go a little bit aggressive and come around. Can take over the central passage.
Yeah, they seem to have a pretty good idea. He's around here. Comes through the smoke, gets the one. He's still relatively healthy. 73 HP left. He might run straight into Will, though.
And that base spot will work out perfectly for Will. He could have been spotted with just like 0.5 seconds earlier, but not in this case, as Notsin took a long way around in that 1v3 situation. Now Imperial grabbing another round here, 2-4.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good so far on Global Risk. Notson, though, he's able to get that entry onto GDSC. Playing pretty far up there in quarters.
Yeah, I would still say controlled. So far, the match still being controlled by Imperial in terms of tempo and pace. Because VG has been just following what Imperial has been doing in terms of strategy oftentimes. It's Imperial changing their colors every single round. VG, I think, is having a somewhat of a tough time adjusting to it. Of course, this round they start off with a kill, so this can be their chance to turn it upside down. So far, the action goes in deep. But Fefe strikes it back from A side.
Danimal gets the one, but that's another trade. Coming in from behind was Will, not able to secure that one. Now it's up to Actions, 1v3. He's coming in through a passage, it looks like. Not quite able to take anyone out on the entry. And now they do know where he is. Actions looking for it, spots. One gets two. And now it's only Fefe, he's pretty low. There's not much time on that C4.
12 seconds, Fefe. Just around the back, sees 100% what's going on. Yeah, Actions, because Fefe was taking such a long time, he thought that he should be coming around the doors A-long or air duct. But he took a long time because he was coming around from the passage. A wrong read on the opponent's path, but still that was a pretty good play.
Yeah, I like the idea. But at the end of the day, not able to pull off the super play. 1v3, can't blame him too much. And here come VG once again, looking to potentially go through the center here, as they are rotating on through just a bit.
Not really spending their frags at all. I think VG wants to strike. Still just peeking, as they do have two of their members all the way in the back of the map. And now Imperial getting serious about their position. They're all gathered up. They disregard the front yard. Opening up and relying on the power of MG, what he can do in this angle. Making sure no one gets past that point.
Coming on in, that's a great entry there.
Wow, MG can't really do anything when there's a strike from the back. Now he has to wait for all his teammates, but he gets found.
Mendez going to follow up with that one. VG coming back on the rounds. Danimal, though, looking to put an end to that. So is GDSC. Coming in through short, it looks like. Trying to find that entry.
3v3 right now. They do have a C4 and it's just been planted. Imperial, do they come all the way around from the office? All three members.
Well, they got a couple over there. Turning the corner, that's going to be Notson mowing him down alongside Mendez. And down will go GDSC as the last member at the same time. So now tied up at 4. As VG, again, they've really come back in this one.
That's how it's ever since Imperial actually started to go on literally defensive mode. They started to curl on their own for maximum defense, but VG actually taking advantage of that. Which until that point, I thought Imperial still had the tempo or control over the match, but VG started to take it back with the previous round. Now Imperial looks like their form before last year at the beginning of this year against VG.
Yeah, we'll see how they try to enter onto this one. They had some luck going down the middle, but looking to back off of that one, it looks like for now. Just hanging around, edging on towards A, but as the C4's picked up, nothing's decided just yet. Being a little bit more patient this time around.
I think Imperial's got to be quicker in backup, so having a pretty good understanding. Just leaving the B side open. Will gets that control over the yard.
Oh, the entries though. Pippin, Rizal. They get a couple, and now they're on top of A. It's going to be up to MG and Will. Able to dodge the flashes, but that one gets MG. He's able to come in here from behind, gets the one.
Zhao still near the stairs. As long as MG survives, Will can take him out from the doors.
Oh. Takes him out, and 5-4. We are going to swap. That's the first time we've had 5-4 actually for the global risk ahead of the blacklist on any map in this tournament.
Yeah, after swapping sides, now Imperial going for that attack so far, just focusing on quarters. VG does not want to overextend, but they're playing around the air duct. Are they going to push out? No, they decide to just go back to the stairs. They had 2 members, so I thought they were going to push.
Well, here we go. On top of the site, Luke Collin able to get the first. Doesn't grab the second, and actually Imperial able to get a couple more. Fifa getting aggressive, able to dodge most of the flash, gets the one.
Yeah, both Will and MG super low in HP. Finds Fefe with the headshot though.
And they've got a decent idea of where Mendez could go, and they have the C4 there on the site.
Yeah, I do like the switch because Mendez, he does know that both of them are pretty low. If he goes from the doors, the opponent can just peek their heads.
Yeah.
So
Spotted.
finding better position for himself. Smart choice. And still the bomb's not down yet, so he can use all the time.
There's the bomb. Mendez not really, you know, he's not going to have enough time to go all the way back around, so he's just got to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, nice. Enters with the headshot. Will is just literally, he's got a couple of health. He's got
HP.
5.
I do like the base spot though.
Oh, and he's able to get the kill though. Mendez able to get in there now. And with sufficient time, we'll be able to fuse that bomb. So Mendez coming up big on the defense. It's going to be some really nice momentum for them as VG are able to tie it up.
Yeah, Mendez just got a kill from the side stairs. So Will thinking that, okay, he's not going to check it again. He's not going to check on his left double times. But, yeah, Mendez just being really cautious about all angles.
Welcome to MG's world. He does it again. Lucom, though, he's been having a pretty fantastic map here. Will, though, able to take him out, so Caster cursed once again. In comes Imperial, getting aggressive now onto that B site. They have claimed it. Able to get a bunch of smokes down onto that entrance there.
He's trying to have some smoke kills there, but he's the one that's going to go down. And Will having that sweet headshot through the smoke. And now 1d4. It's never impossible, but against MG.
Yeah. Is anything possible against MG's sniper tactics?
Yeah, Notson has been doing pretty well in the first match, but not as much against MG in this sniper duel. Especially from the A long or the A quarters when he came out.
Yeah, the guy has been pretty smooth so far. Smooth sailing for him. Imperial as well.
Imperial better have their name engraved already from in that A site.
Okay, 1-for-1. Notson able to follow up, but the pistol is going to take him down. Action's quite low. Gets taken out by a nade. One headshot, but MG shows up again. He's 1v2. Able to skirt out, but they saw him on his way out.
Yeah, he has some time, but the C4 is already dropped near the A side, near the door. at A long, where he can get an angle because he's got that snipe.
Oh, they know where he is now. They're going to both pop out here, jump in and take the 2v1 against the Colts. And that will be pretty smooth sailing for them. So tied up once again, 6-6. I think we've had 4-4, 5-5, 6-6 now. A very even match so far between these two teams.
And so far, I do like the concentration from VG into A side only because Imperial, they've been just digging holes in A side. And so far, they've been okay, half and half. Again, entry without too many names or smokes.
Oh, but they had the angle. Danimal really the only one to get anything done. Will with a really nice flash. But did you see that?
That movement.
That's a pro play right there. You don't see that very often.
That movement plus that headshot from with a pistol was beauty.
Yeah, he was like...
You don't see that every day.
He was dodging, he was dipping, ducking, but still able to pick off the headshot in movement.
Yeah, and during the flash, he blocks the shot angle with an object in front. Just perfect pro play there.
Extremely clean. Well, we'll see. He's been having a great map so far.
And Imperial only focusing on the A side only so far in the second half. When are going to make the switch? And is VG going to have a pretty good read when that switch comes? And because of that read, because that can be possible, Imperial, they've been going into A side without throwing too many from quarters. And now's finally the time. Lukaum is already around, but he can't really hear Office. 2-3 split right now from Imperial.
Lukaum, he is an infiltrator, man. He is all the way in the back.
Yeah, he's going around giving info saying, no one's here. What's going on?
Yeah, look at the rotation now.
Yeah, this was sort of made from Lukaum saying that, okay, no one's here. It's got to be B, but it's actually the it's the opposite.
Now they're trying to swarm them, actually, but 4 members on the site. It's looking pretty good for Imperial. Let's see this re-entry. As they come around, they're going to pick off one. Not quite able to get another, but still ahead in the lead are VG. Actions, though, trying to do it all himself. Can he take the 2 down? He's able to get Fefe. And there you go, the 4 kills with the Quadra coming in from Actions. And that is the superhero play you need to be able to have a chance against VG.
For a moment, right before that double kill came through, I thought Cal was able to just take it back and have that retreat. Have the retake for VG, but Imperial, man, they don't go down without a fight.
Absolutely not. Now they're ahead again in another round. Danimal picks off another. On the site here, looks like they have a really good idea of where the 2 members of VG are. They're going to try to get aggressive, though.
Now grabbing it, at least 2 more. That seems like way too clean going into the B side. I mean, VG, they were just all over the place. Couldn't really get a good defensive spot at all. Imperial just sneaking in through that B side again. Double times, and then they make a switch now. So things totally just shifted into Imperial side as both of their attacks, the sneak attacks worked.
Yeah, and take a look at this. Now they're going to play way more passively. And they're going to try to cover all angles and say, well, you know, we've been focusing on one lane. Maybe they'll try to come from behind, but VG pretty passive themselves.
Yeah, Imperial just giving them the question to VG saying, okay, let's play a guessing game. We've had 2 pretty quick entrances. Now we're just going to not make too much sounds for you to actually throw those nades and smokes. So when we actually make an entrance in the late round time, we're going to have total fun going in without a fight, not bleeding too much. So Fefe, in this position saying, okay, they've been a little too quiet, and so far we've been having too much damage because we've been out actually at the bomb site.
Oh, Feve gets taken down too. That is a fantastic entry from Imperial. Danimal able to pick off 2 of them. And now onto the B site. They're able to lock it down once again. And it hasn't been very pretty for VG when they try to retake this B site. Trying to get it now. Danimal going to get another couple of kills. He finally goes down, but now it's only Rizal.
And it's going to be hard for him to pull this one off. 1v3, one's already waiting from that entrance office. Will's hiding behind that big box.
He's got to go 1, 2, 3, but they're just going to drop, wait for him to defuse, and that is an easy follow-up kill. Now, 1 round away are Imperial from taking this first map away from VG.
Yeah, it's going to come close, but VG certainly, they need to pick up on the pace. They were way too passive in their position because of their losses twice in a row from the B side, which hurt them more in the previous round. So they're being aggressive. They actually came out from the front yard, going into quarter side. But Imperial, they opened that up. They're taking it slow. And Imperial might take advantage of this aggressive position. And Danimal can sort of be caught, but not a great idea going all the way back.
Oh, and it looks like the members of Imperial may have had an issue. I don't believe there was any damage that was done, so you could see that the second that one member dropped, all of them dropped. They were like, nope, nope, that's done. We did not do any damage. And it is what it is, right? That is kind of the way it goes. And so we'll probably get a replay of...
if we have to.
Yeah.
I think one of the members just disconnected for a second. And I think I can't really see one of the member, but I think whenever he comes back online, I think we will just get through the final few rounds. It could have been just a map over for VG. They're close. They got 9 down. Just 1 more to go.
Yeah. Just on the edge there. Looks like all the players kind of know what happened. You know, there's probably no need for a replay of the disconnect to see exactly was there even 1 damage done. I think it was pretty clear. You know, it was VG getting aggressive, but Imperial was pretty passive, so that nobody really butted heads and not a lot of grenades were thrown. So no damage done. They all end up leaving the lobby at the same time, essentially. But they're all in now, and so it shouldn't be too much time before we do get into the game.
Yeah, do you like the control from Imperial where they just sneaked into B without a fight? Usually when you're going into the bomb site, well, there are casualties. You at least bleed a little.
Yeah.
Even if you take all the members down, you're at least losing HP. You can't just get a perfect entry like that. But because of the rotation that was made from VG, Imperial just made a sneak entrance as, oh, what? There's no one here. What happened? Okay. Let's just plant that C4 and see what happens in this case. We've got 5 men. We've got the best position possible.
Yeah.
We've had all the frags and nades. I mean, ever since that moment, like Imperial had the momentum going into that B side, and certainly for now, it was never being stopped. And if that can be stopped from VG, I think there is a chance that VG can take this one back. But if not, Imperial just takes the map.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Imperial has really been impressing, right? I think we were touting the first matchup of the day as the big matchup, and it is the 2 teams that do have some of the best performances as we have seen in the past. But Imperial are coming out strong here and saying, hey, you know, we're the Brazilian team that you guys should be looking at. And that's really good stuff. I mean, VG are a really strong team, so definitely not easy to achieve what Imperial have so far. But it's not over yet. There is still a chance that VG could take a couple in a row and tie things up. But the map, not yet ready yet. So still got to wait for that one.
Yeah, seemed like it was almost ready, but not yet, as we can possibly have a map point for Imperial. It is map point, as they have 9, and it is, I believe, 7 for VG. But because VG is still on global risk, I think it can be done to come back and just have 3 straight rounds for themselves. Depends how aggressive they can actually go. I think Notson can actually take a control over the center and look for those yard kills with a sniper. I think that's possible because Imperial so far within the last 2 rounds, they've been quite passive compared to how they actually just went in dominant in A, dominant in B. So taking that into advantage, Notson can find some opportunity to sniping. Starting off the round with a sniping kill, I think that would be the best for VG to take the map in this case. It depends on Imperial if they actually are going to switch their gear into drive mode, or they're just gonna put it on neutral and just wait and see what happens, just like the couple previous rounds.
Yeah, and looks like the game this time around is going to start up. So hopefully there are no further issues and we can finish out the map here. Pretty interesting to see Ankara as well. It does feel like Imperial has been pretty aggressive overall, I think, out of all the 4 teams, and they have been that one that have been able to make it work really well against A and now even against VG. So on this map, able to make that aggressive style work, and seems like it does, the map feels pretty good for their team. So maybe we'll see them have more success on this one in the future, but still have to wait and see if they can close out this map here.
Yes, and next map is also sub-base. So, and just talking sub-base, I think VINCIT Gaming still has an upper hand on that map. So Imperial really needs to take the final round and just be done with the map here, Ankara. As we are in. Oh, can be a possible last round for Imperial. And surprisingly VG, because they've lost VINCIT back-to-back, basically. They leave A open.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, of course, I also believe that A side is easier to retake because it's a lot more open area when there are a lot more baiting spots for B side.
And look at this, the read from Imperial. They're like, well, let's see what we can see at A. And they're not going to see a whole lot.
Knock, knock. No one's there. No response from the knock, knock, and says, okay.
I guess your bomb site is our bomb site now? Okay. We'll take that. They see nobody there, and they'll be able to plant the C4. There you go.
Yeah, making sure that they give no easy angle for Mendez to actually get the kill.
There's really not much time for them to get out. And look at the positioning from a couple of members from Imperial. They're trying to delay as much time as possible. VG need to get on the site, but they can't. That's 2 kills now from MG. GDSZ is going to take it down, and Blacklist are just going to straight up win Imperial with the 10-7 victory at the end of the day here on map number 1. So coming in here looking like the stronger Brazilian team tonight, at least on this first map.
On this map, I would totally say this was a strategy win for Imperial. Of course, lots of shot wins too, and lots of cool moments, especially from MG himself.
He's pretty good.
But they already had a lot of better positioning from the strategy. Like, oftentimes they just walked, they had free entrance. They didn't have to pay any fees going into the amusement park.
Yeah.
Says, okay, I can ride whatever I want. There's no one waiting around. And is this even possible? It actually worked out totally opposite for VG, where nothing actually worked out for them. In like 4 rounds, they make one switch, and your opponent literally goes the opposite direction.
A lot of these highlights are going to be, well, there were a couple of good ones from Actions as well. Certainly a lot of big moments for this team. But MG was really, I think, the MVP from map number 1. I mean, the stuff he was able to pull off, not even just sniper maneuvers, but also in terms of his pistols and his positioning, all very, very clean. Looks like he came to play tonight. And there you go. Don't even go to extra rounds either. So technically, even a bit cleaner from Imperial compared to Black Dragons, at least on the first map up against VG.
I think this is sort of what VG wanted by having Ankara and them going on the blacklist first, as they were the home team in this matchup. But with this Imperial, they would be saying, okay, even though we might have a lot of losses, not just against VG, against Black Dragons in sub-base in history, we might actually do totally fine when it comes to this sort of a matchup when we already have one win.
Yeah, for sure. And as you mentioned, we are going to sub-base. This is going to be interesting. Will be the 5th map of all 5, the last one that we do get to see. We've seen all the other 4 so far, and we'll just see, you know, what kind of strategies they want to come out with here on this map. You know, who's going to be able to get the, you know, the strong foot essentially into the map. And yeah, I've been impressed really by Imperial today. I feel like, you know, compared to expectations, I think they've done the most.
Yeah, so far, of course, they weren't, like, the gap between the second and the third wasn't really big too many times, but still, they were falling just behind the other two, VG and Black Dragons. But in this case today, they look different in shape or form. Maybe it's maybe their big win, dominant win just before this match is actually giving them a lot of boost in a way, and certainly stopping VG from what they want to do.
Absolutely. So guys, sub-base is all loaded up. Let's go into it right now. Here we go, Imperial starting off on Blacklist. And of course, VG on the opposite side on Global Risk. So on to this next map will be the 5th one that we do see tonight. And I do like Imperial's style too. I like what Danimal said in the interview, where he's like, well, we're gonna play it by ear, right? We need to see what VG is doing, and we need to essentially audible, you know, what is our strategy going to be? You know, they're playing very passively. Maybe we should wait ourselves and stuff like that. So curious to see how they will handle this map.
Yeah, one of the maps where it can be tricky going from A to B side, even for Global Risk, because you do have to go through lots of closed doors where you can be caught. Ooh, Fefe and Kam kind of tried to go around the A road, but it's actually the other way.
Look at that.
The members of Imperial was literally waiting there, says hello.
And we were talking about momentum. This is just, it's everything we saw in map 1 in the first round of map 2. It's MG popping off on the sniper. It's aggressive maneuvers, able to get in there. It's Imperial domination. Nobody died on their side. MG picked up 2 kills, and it was clean and quick. So in terms of morale and momentum, Imperial definitely taking that first step forward.
It is a little bit weird for VG because oftentimes on this map they do take somewhat of control, at least some control towards the center, at least covering not the entire square, but at least covering a few angles so they can't really come into the hallway at all. But it seems like they have chosen the strategy to lock down Imperial by securing that A site, which is doing okay so far. But that might hurt them when Imperial actually switches into that B site very soon. Here's the entry into the controls.
Yeah, trying to make their way in as fast as possible. Actions leading the way. There's a headshot. There's 3 in a row. MG gets another one.
Yeah, open.
This is so clean.
Open arms at B site, man. There's no one guarding it. I mean, they take 2 down when they're just staying through behind the box. You can literally free fire and spray down, having, okay, someone's gotta be here. VG didn't really get to even strike back as they were waiting for the opponent, but before even you see them, you get one shot. It's a great entry again from Imperial just now.
Yeah, I think they've had the cleanest entries of all 4 teams, I mean, including Black Dragons, at least today. And they've been kind of the pleasant surprise. Obviously, overall, definitely a strong team, but again, against expectations.
Yeah, as you can see from the minimap, finally VG going back to their normal positions. Not focusing as much towards the A, but that's exactly when Imperial should strike into A side. If they have this much of a read, like in terms of shot calling Imperial, they're doing, and they're probably having the best time of their life in terms of shot calling. Everything's working out.
Yeah.
But they do back out after tasting not too much.
Yeah, just trying to see if they can get some entry shots. Nothing really sticks.
Oh, but I like them not trying the center too much, but going all the way from the machine room checking. Because there can be lots of boosting from the lockers. And they have not yet gathered any information.
And you got 3 members at the same time going down the central square. Looking to get on in there. They take out Notson. That's another great entry kill. A couple of members, though, from VG able to shut them down. Danimal gets the 1. MG with the pistol. As clean as always, but he does go down. And now it's only up to Danimal, who's got a pistol himself. Able to pick up that AK.
Change into AK. Still the remaining 2 members. They do have pretty low HP. That was close. The drag was there, but does get that headshot in. And goes down from the pistols from Fefe. Finally, VG's able to sort of take it back under control. But I think Imperial, if they had pushed a little bit quicker with their own tempo, which they were controlling, yeah, that was going to be a very hard to defend round for VG there.
Yeah, and it's definitely, you know, VG are a strong team in their own right. They're certainly going to be able to take a bunch of rounds. No doubt, even though those 2 rounds were incredibly clean from Imperial, so they're able to strike back. And Imperial once again looking for the entry. It looks like they're thinking about A. Here they come again. The timing is good, and MG shoots him down.
Coming down from AC, but does not really find too many kills on his own.
Yeah. Double headshot from Will and GDSZ.
Rizal can sort of peek, but once you lose the control of AC, you can't really do anything. So he has to stay there, and there's no one to go down with. So Imperial, they do get an easy plant.
MG just trying to see what he can see from the stairs. Notson, they know he's here, but in the smoke, trying to get through the flash, not quite able to, and MG will go down. Ryu Zhao, he's got to take out the 2. He picks up an AK. Imperial playing this very defensively. They know they have time on the bomb. Just wait behind the boxes. That's all they've got to do. And he's able to get the 1. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to defuse this bomb. So down will go that one. As I think that's the first bomb explosion we've actually had. Blacklist does win. Imperial able to take yet another round.
Yeah, VG, sometimes you just have to, even if you're staying at AC, the 2nd floor, right next to the A site, you do have to make a decision, do I actually go down? Is there anyone coming through the vent or not? Sometimes it's just an all-in attack. But the fact that VG lost their member already early on, right away as Imperial entered A site, I think that gave them a hard time to decide, do they actually have 4 or 5 men attacking into the same place, or is it going to be divided by 2-3? And in that case, VG in the previous round did not really find the best answer.
Doesn't look like we have a very aggressive entry from Imperial. In fact, they're just waiting it out as Mendez was kind of flipping out a little bit. Ends up popping back.
I'm surprised that VG is not sending out anyone to the machine room. Again, an entry into the A site.
Yeah, and at the same time, the other member just shooting, trying to distract. It's a nice kill from Penta, but he goes down. Re-entry there from the window. They're trying to spot them.
Yeah, VG pretty quick with the backup this time. They do still have full control over the AC. That's the reason why you see Imperial trying to open up some angle, position themselves around the stairs.
I like this angle here from Will.
Now it's up to Lucão, coming from the A road. He's going to take some time and go against Animal.
Will gets 3 right in a row as they were trying to re-enter. They just get cleaned up. And 4-1 here for the Blacklist. Imperial once again moving ahead.
And now, as VG sent 2 men down at the A side, A bottom.
Okay. That's one way to do it.
Just when they're about to send two men, they say, okay, you can try it, but it's got to be 2-2 split now with 4 men left.
And they're just going to do it again. Quick entry, good shot by Lucão. Gets 3. But MG will take him out with the Colt, following him up. But that is finally some clean defense from the side of VG. And now it's only Will that he is going to be taken out.
Without Lucão, that was a lost round.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in terms of positioning and focus, but he comes out clutch, saving the team and stopping the momentum finally from Imperial. Now they're going to check into the machine room, which VG I think should have pushed at least because they had some time. And if you push out towards the machine room, at least towards the lockers, then you can sort of have a better read when Imperial's going to enter towards that A site. Was never really being done by VG at all, which is weird because they always try it, especially towards the early round in the first half. Yeah, good nade timing to do some damage, not a major one. But still, Imperial now getting some access into the machine room, not really pushing into the locker yet. Trying to taste some sauce through the vent, but nothing has really been done too much.
Oh,
that's a nice nade.
Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. But they're not giving up just yet. It looks like they want to get aggressive once again here onto A. One gets taken out, but Pepe will go down, but it does not matter. Good defense so far from VG. MG, once again, seems to be the MVP here. He was of the first map. Looks like he's looking good on the second map. But can he do it alone this time around? Good position from Notson. Just waiting for him there in the center, able to take him out.
Yeah, MG is still having 10-4. His KD is pretty up there, over 2, at least 2.5 to be exact. As with a sniper, he's alone, literally carrying the team, bringing down all the members through those shots. Even into the AC, that was wonderful.
And it does look like we did have a little bit of a disconnect once again, so just going to try to fix the issue and get back in to the match. Hopefully
it's just a short disconnect issue again, as we do have the server not here, we're using the server, of course, in the West. But still, the disconnections are being happening. Not too much. Hopefully, it doesn't happen not too much during the tournament. But there was still before any damage was actually done within the round, so we'll just redo the round again.
Yeah, and the game actually, we're getting right back into it. So this isn't one of those where we have to wait, a couple minutes. We're actually just jumping straight back into the game after about 20 seconds. So good to see that does happen. And yeah, I mean, so far it has been pretty dominant, but the last couple of pushes from Imperial that are generally very forceful have been stumped a little bit by VG. So good to see that they're making a stand for themselves.
And we go right back into the game. Score has been 4-2, I believe.
(4-3).
Oh, with VG taking one more, yes.
Yeah. That they have. And now they've made a lot of these, there's a couple of times in a row where they're just trying to go down a road and say, well, let's throw caution on the wind. We can try to get some flashes in and hop in. But this time, trying to step up, he gets shot down by MG, does Fefe. But at least Lucão is able to calm him down.
Yeah, Lucão brings one down from the AC side.
denied on the flank. I like that. Great defense, actually, for the flanks here for Imperial, but Notson also trying to make his way in from the back.
Now, this is near impossible situation where Notson has to cover both angles and one planting C4. So understanding that, he decides to go back around, saying, okay, you guys do whatever you want. Let me make this into 1v1 fight back and forth.
And of course, there are so many little spots
yeah,
where
you can just peek. You can get all the headshots.
Yeah.
But because they're peeking back and forth.
Yeah, Notson got to make a move. He gets one. Will is not going to peek. Peeks now, just right before he knew he would have some time and backup from his team. So Imperial, they've already secured 5 rounds on sub-base on Blacklist.
Yeah, so one more round needed for Imperial. 6-3 is an incredible amount of numbers from Blacklist side. Even
oh yeah.
They're shot calling in terms of strategy and where to go in when has been working out so well. VG still not really finding their call right on point, even on the second map.
Yeah. The only map we've had Blacklist ahead at the half was, I believe, Imperial against Hay in the last match. And actually, they might have started both maps on Global Risk, so I'm not even sure. But either way, it's definitely a nice little feat to get a nice start here for Imperial. Let's see what they can do, as MG's going to get the one, but 3 members of VG will be able to shut them down. Danimal goes down, and it's all up to MG. But he is going to be flanked. So nice little win there for the side of VG. It's going to be 5-4 in favor rather of Imperial. And we're just going to reset up that lobby just to make sure that we can.
Still, Imperial was able.
Over.
Yeah, still Imperial was able to take 5 rounds, which is totally a great. Still under control. VG in this case, sending 1 or 2 members at a wrong time, on a difficult time and wrong timing on sub base. Was a difficult decision where they could have just started in a default mode and had a much easier time in defending against Imperial, but it just did not happen. Somehow, Imperial just making it work in terms of when they want to go, where they want to go. It's a lot less member than it should be all the time.
Yeah.
So in terms of strategy, still being won by Imperial. VG slowly is, I think, catching up to it, but still not enough to grab the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they can do, as we are going to flip sides. And it does look like we are just hopping straight back into that lobby, and we should be going in just a moment. So not too much delays here. Imperial do look like the stronger team so far. I mean, they took the map 1, and they have got off to a great start here on Blacklist. But anything could change going into the second half. I'm curious to see if VG will step it up and make a move. And we'll see how aggressive they get as well in terms of their own entries onto these sites.
So second half now, VG striking into Imperial. So far, just focusing onto the machine room, which is their normal tactics, normal map check when the team goes into Blacklist. But Imperial, they did none like this. They acted like they were someone else, and it worked really well.
Yeah. Not the Imperial we know.
No, not at all.
You've changed. But for the better, apparently.
Yeah, when you change all of a sudden, it's never a good sign. But in this case, if it works, whatever works, it's better for you.
Yeah. And so the entry there onto B is actually not going to come to fruition just yet.
Dynamo in an aggressive position finds one.
Oh. Gotta love that. Essentially a free start-off kill, gets the headshot onto Rizal. But this time around, Mendez was waiting for him.
He had to come back through the vent, so just waiting for him right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and the GDSC heard someone in front, but there was someone else on the back.
Will coming on in. Quick, he gets the double headshot, but Mendez shuts him down. 2-on-2 now. Similar HP values at the same time. Trying to retake the site now is Imperial.
Yeah, with the bomb plant all the way in the back, I think Fefe might be thinking that they are both coming from the AC.
Well, he gets the one and trades. Mendez low, but MG is low.
Like this position. It's not a...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's not a position where you can be sort of found easily. No one really stays right there, so didn't really expect him to come out at that timing. Great decision by Mendez there.
Yeah, and essentially just going to tie it up is VG with a quick win. And I like what they were doing. There was a lot of movement on the map with the plays they were making. You know, it seemed like they were hard committing B, but then immediately we were able to pull out and look for some other angles.
And again, Imperial now going in deep, coming out from the A.
Fefe goes down, but he did a lot of damage. Both GDSC and Animal, a couple of big members for the team, quite low.
Now they're going to be baiting from the A side to immediately go into the opposite. But Will just with the triple kill on his own.
Yeah, and
from the shutter side.
You remember he got the double kill in the last round, so that's 5 kills already in 2 rounds for this guy. 2.5 kills per is the current trend for him. He's been really showing up quite well here on the global risk.
I do like their quick decision, where after damaging two of the members from Imperial, just going in deep towards the B side, understanding that they would be far into the opposite side of the map. But it was all shut down by Will. In terms of the timing and the strategy, I loved it. Let's see. Oh, now Imperial getting out. Actually in the road, not even at the bombs, right next to the doors.
Yeah. Lukama's been key for his team, trying to get entry, and they do get that jump kill, but Will again picks off 2. This guy has been so clutch for them so far.
Right in his face, 25 HP.
And here is the flank, trying to get in there with the flash, but down he will go. MG just gonna pistol whip him and take him out. There you go, Imperial take a couple of rounds after VG got the first.
Back-to-back rounds for Imperial. I think they have the numbers down. And look at the switch, 3-man into the lockers. I think they want to have the boost. No, they don't even have. They don't even want to boost a person. They're going to attack into the machine room.
Here comes Rizal. He's got to be the one. He picks off GDSZ and now makes it a one-on-one.
And then MG says, guys, like, I was the only one towards the A side. Where's all the action? It's just not happening for me.
Slow and steady for Rizal. He's up here in the vent. Trying to make his way, it looks like, potentially into B. As he is spotted, MG, though, not able to get that shot down. And so they know where each other are, essentially. But down into A goes Rizal, maybe able to get a plant off.
Which is always the worst spot against the sniper.
Well,
as Rizal, he's basically saying, oh, if you can get the headshot, you win. But otherwise, I'm going to take all the advantage.
MG makes his way in, and, well, there you have it. As you mentioned, it was difficult. I was thinking, well, if there was a sniper to maybe make it work, it would be MG, but the positioning and the strategy was quite good from Rizal. So he actually picked off 2 there at the end, which are the only 2 kills for himself so far after the half. So definitely very clutch to get yet another round win for VG.
And VG solely focusing onto the A road this time, not even committing to go into the machine room. Not a single member so far.
MG was pretty close, actually, it felt. Here's a fast entry from VG as they're going to pick off 2 already and get position on the site. MG is also going to get sniped down. And this might just be a clean sweep.
The actions here in the AC, but can't really do too much all alone. Unless he's already into the base spot, into the A site. He can find a couple of headshots, but not going to land any in this case. Blacklist win again.
Yeah, definitely a couple of big wins for VG. You didn't, you know, Imperial only 2 wins away from getting it to a potential tie, but this is going to tie it up at 7. And it does feel like so far after the half that Will has been handling a lot of the weight in terms of carrying here. But the rest of the team kind of have to carry him from here on out and help him out.
Fiji again on a wait. Man, it seems like from the position of C4, they do want to make an entry from the hallway into Shutter. And they're having some control over the vent too. So going towards the center into the A site would be ideal.
Danimals ran for quite a long time.
Oh, they opened up everywhere.
Yeah.
Both the Shutter and the A site. Switching into B as action just fell back into the machine room section.
Spots Knotson, that is a big headshot.
Yeah, where Knotson was supposed to stay up there so they can have control over first floor and second floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
But Mendez strikes back, says no way.
GDSZ, so much pressure on him. You can see how
Fefe
passively.
on the side angle too.
Yeah, and he's able to shoot him in the back, essentially. VG take 3 big rounds in a row and are just a couple of steps from forcing our first third match.
VG surprisingly doing so much better from the Blacklist side, getting 3 rounds back to back to back. As Imperial thought, okay, we almost had... Okay, no one saw that.
I did. I saw everything.
Imperial almost thought that they sort of had this under control when they were winning from the Global Risk side. Yeah, VG, in terms of tactics, do like their entry, not having focus at all from the lockers, putting pressure from the A road a little bit, and then using lots of hallway and the control room section.
Here's 4 members coming in. GDSC looking for a defensive angle, gets 2. That is massive on the defense. Danimal now able to come in here, picks off one of his own. So he jumps by, and now it's 5-on-1. Not looking good for Fefe. He goes down, and that's going to be clean for the side of Imperial. So, man, these 2 teams just striking swift blows against each other one by one. And we're all tied up at 8 once again.
Yeah, they're exchanging blows, but someone's got to come out with that final blow, and Mendez, yeah, just having a big zap there. It's Imperial there, looking to close this one out, but VG just going across the map saying, hey, you can only have 2 men defending A. Okay, I would like to see Imperial just focusing on one side only. When it comes down to 4v5. Aha!
Mendez is here to win. That is 2 massive kills. MG's going to get shut down, and now it's only actions 1v5. He does not get any of them, and now VG will force at least a tie. Will we go to extra rounds, or will we go to that 3rd fateful map?
VG needs to win to bring us to set 3. Imperial looking to tie this one up and maybe close the entire match if we go to extra rounds. Yeah, Mendez certainly gearing up and bringing the team by himself with his ump. 8-4. Also holding the C4, trying to open up the A side just a little bit. It is Fefe with that entry.
Well, he takes 2 damage. And we'll also take the C4. It looks like we're not going A for now.
Yeah, certainly they're focusing onto lockers, trying to open up, just checking out if there are any boosts on the box or
Will is
ceiling.
right there, but he can't be clutched this time around when they needed him most. And that's going to be another one. Spots actions up there, and now with the pistol, MG can't do it. It's all up to GDSZ, but he cannot do it. 10-8 is going to be the second map as VG strike back, just barely taking the win, making sure that we don't get any extra rounds. And man, close between these two teams. It really does feel like either of them could come away with this third map.
And the third map will be Port. I'd say 50-50 for these two teams. And when it comes down to this map, well, Thurley said it, that sub-base, VG's going to have sort of an upper hand here. As it turns out, they sort of had a pretty bad, honestly, had a pretty bad first half. Imperial had such good read into how many men they were having in defense. And to come back this big, it shows that this map, the understanding of this map for VG, and the reason why they came back strong in the second half.
Yeah, certainly VG, there were a couple of moments, especially on Global Risk, where we were left scratching our heads as to how they can get dominated that hard, but they proved that they're, you know, they're a really strong team. Even if the consistency wasn't necessarily there on the second map, they were able to have some really strong showings here and there to eventually squeak by and take the map. So definitely well deserved. As we're just taking a look at some of the highlights here, definitely some big performances on a couple of maps by the Tom, by Will, obviously here after the swap.
Yeah, and VG feels like in their first map, back in the car, it felt like a few of their cables were not really plugged in. At least some of them were not really having full power to it. Now, after the first half of Subbase, they're back. They feel like the old VG that we know. Going into Port, it's starting to lean towards VG a little bit more compared to Imperial. I mean, now all the cables are back in, they're powered up, geared up. Imperial, on the other hand, sort of lost in the way.
Yeah, certainly, you know, it was eventually they got all their cables on, you know,
at the right place.
Yeah, maybe they're
all
a little bit
up.
tangled too much, and some of the powers being, you know, going into some other slots or something like that, because in the beginning, Imperial was kind of making them look silly, but eventually they were able to hunker down and really show us what they do have. So certainly a strong team. I like what Danimal again was saying, where it's like all the Brazilian teams know each other really, really well because they play with each other all the time. And you were talking about reads. Maybe Imperial was just kind of one step ahead of them, and then VG eventually caught up. And that might just be the whole story for this entire match as well, because Imperial took the first map, VG slowly come back and begin to read them. And now maybe on Port, they really lay the hammer down, because we were expecting them to come ahead with this one. Maybe they can do it.
Which is another question and a serious problem for Imperial, which also means that if Imperial's not winning in terms of strategy, when they go face-to-face 5v5, then it's going to be oftentimes a VG win. And that kind of strategy win does not happen all the time, which is exactly why Imperial has been suffering in the second half. And they've got some luck in terms of where they wanted to attack and when they wanted to attack, not just the read. And in Port, where I think it's 50-50, and when 50-50 happened, it did go in favor for VG, as we always had in history.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they can actually close it out here, as we'll have our third and final map of the final match here of Day 1 VINCIT Gaming up against Imperial on Port. Here we do go. Looks like Imperial will start things off on Blacklist. As it, you know, funnily enough, it does feel like they are extremely strong on Blacklist, whereas I know that a lot of maps don't necessarily lean that way.
Let's see how Imperial use the map. In this case, somewhat focus into the A passage. not as much as what Black Dragons were doing before. Yeah, VG again, so focusing, switching their focus into the B side after not really hearing too much from the sideway towards A long. They see no one so far. Imperial trying to set up, have few smokes set up so they don't really take too much damage.
And this is the Imperial entry that we know and love. Action's just gonna shut down Mendez. Lucom though, under the flash, able to take down one. Ryu Zhao able to cover the blushes of his teammate. And now it looks like we got a bit of a 3-on-3, but it will be a retake here for VG if they want to win. Danimal gonna shut down one.
At least brings one down when he was just going from the switch from the entrance. Now knowing that there can be a rotation, but it's going to take a long time. Yeah, Imperial, they basically know now that they're coming from the entrance.
Oh, that's a quick kill. Will, though. He's been clutch in the past, but he pops out. And, I mean, there was still a bit of time where he probably could have waited for that one, but he was looking to take him out as he entered, and it did not work out. Notson was quicker on the trigger.
Yeah, I think Will, after the kill, wanted to back out to a better position, but Notson just said, there's no way you get into a better position. I'm just going to strike now. Great decision there, not giving him any second to go into the back street side, where you can literally just peek out your head and get that headshot on your own. It's a great retake by VG to start off on this map. And again, Imperial trying to see what happens when they get this much smoke through the center. If VG is spending at least a player towards the bridge at all, or is it just going to be a slight check all the way from the GR side? I do like this slight angle check where he can get all the informations, anyone passing into the bridge. But that does leave them somewhat open towards the back street.
Grenade not gonna hit much.
Only one waiting, Mendez. He's got to keep safe. He's got to stay alive.
He's gonna get the read as well. Looks like a smoke going down, but here come the nades, and they should know Mendez gets shot by the Colt. Now it's up to Lucom. He was able to do this well in the last one. And under flash, though, this time not quite able to do as well.
And now a 5v3 right now. VG, can they take it back? They need some massive sniper kill from the back street if they want to take this one back. There's a start. Yeah, look at those wall shots coming down.
Will here, he's got the angle, but he can't quite get the kills.
Oh, but Notson goes down from the other side, so it makes it a lot easier for Imperial.
And there's no time left, 8 seconds. And they're all just going to hide. Quickly, Danimal pops out and picks off the kill. So immediately, Imperial able to strike back real quick and make this 1-1. We got 1-1 in sets, 1-1 in rounds. As it has been quite the even matchup tonight to finish this off.
Imperial did get a peek into the long just for a second, making sure there's no one in the top. But VG actually spent a lot of their men into that B entrance. Finds a kill with the nade. It's worth the push there, losing no one, and also not really. But can they go back and to A side in time? It takes a while because they totally lost the bridge control. Now taking it back. Danimal near the center.
And he's kind of just running. Gets shot in the back. As yes, they will be able to get on top of A side essentially. Not quite rushing in just yet, though.
Yeah, but with 2 less members. And now with the final one left, Will goes down, and VG This time, their movement throughout the map has been excellent, focusing on the B, pushing out together, and then coming back around A in slow manner, checking all angles. I think Imperial has to be a little bit quicker in terms of when they want to make this rotation on this map. As you can already see, VG is having faster movements compared to the other two maps.
Yeah, they've been looking a lot more confident. And that's really kind of what happens when you slowly come back into a series, as VG have done. But just ahead by 1 round for now. Although the tactics have looked good. And you can see that Imperial this time around, they're not going to make any swift maneuvers just yet. Just waiting it out. They've got some feelers up front.
Taking some time this time from Imperial. Might just want to just jump on top of the bridge. So that's the exact reason why VG's got both angles covered. One a top, one a bridge, and back up already from the back street. See how VG is actually actively moving together, following what Imperial's doing.
Here come the flashes. We got some action in the middle here, but Knotson gets taken by surprise. They're going to make their way onto A site pretty simply here.
Oh, VG needs a miracle here to really open up. One at top, right behind their two members. Two from A long.
That's going to be a couple of quick kills, though.
And Daniel, he can just stay up there because they got 2 men covered from A long.
Ooh, not able to take any of them out, Pepe. Mendez, there's really no time for him. He's just trying to desperately rush in. He gets the 1, but that's not going to get him the round. Imperial follow up with a quick win here on the blacklist once again.
Yeah, A top. As long as you are alive, even with 1 HP, if you just stand up there, you can distract so much. And you can get that opportunity to strike back when someone's shooting at another target. And Dynamo having a great read on those kind of play. So again, back and forth action on this map between the two teams. And I would say so far, Imperial actually is back in terms of strategy wins. VG having not a bad read, but on this map, Imperial's doing moving a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah, they've been doing some pretty good work for themselves. We'll see if they once again go towards A this time around, as they're kind of edging over to that side. But not yet to commit just yet. They're going to put down the C4, see what they can see before they commit to any one passageway.
Yeah, GDSG got a sneak peek of what B-Site looks like. Did not really get to dip into it. But after getting that, there are less chances of base spots. Let's see if we're just picked up less than a minute now.
They spot Ryuzao. They're able to do just a little bit of sliver of a damage.
You do get to say hi, trade some damage, not a major one.
Ooh, that's actually a kill.
Ooh.
Bit of a wall shot there in the middle.
All the way into the bridge and goes into the B side, but a stomp by Mendez.
Yeah, he's trying to reposition here. As they're getting on top of this site. Pops up, pops down. MG right there to take him out.
Down looking to strike from the side. He gets one, but not in a bullet.
Yeah, runs out, not able to make the pistol work. Here comes Pepe, gets the angle, but it's a 1-for-1. Knotson, he's behind. He's able to get the 1. But there's not much time. And he's just barely able to get that plant off. Nicely done by the side of GDSZ. They're going to run straight into each other here, as that's going to be the kill. Notson paying a little bit more attention, able to get that first shot off onto a very weak GDSZ.
And Notson, good, great strike when he's just going back. Sometimes the pre-fires actually work so well. When you sort of know where the bomb plant is. And Imperial did have to come out in that case, trying to take a better position. We're also surprised that Notson's not really putting out his AWM as much. Even when they're in defense, no one actually at A top. They're gonna pull out defense. Going into the B entrance, I think VG just wanted to have a free kill, but it actually becomes a trade. A worse of a trade for them because it leaves them open from the A side, but Imperial not really taking that into advantage. Ooh. And waits for that backup time into the A side and then goes into B.
Yeah, we were talking about reads. Here they come again. It's going to be the strong entrance onto B, you would have to imagine. Here come the grenades. He's in a pretty good spot behind the box. He gets the one, but goes down. Now Fefe's here alone. It's going to do a good amount of damage. He's going to pop up here just around the side.
Waiting for the backup, trades one. But MG again shows up with that sniper. And then they're going to rotate around this entire map and go A top.
Yeah. Imperial with a lot of their entrances, they've been kind of taking their time.
Yeah, with going A top, I thought MG was actually holding a sniper, but he actually changes it back to AK. He finds a headshot. No, he does not.
That was a close one. If he was able to take one of them out, he certainly would have had a pretty decent chance of winning this round. But now the bomb is down with the two of them. They can work in tandem to try to find Rizal and take him out.
Rizal's at least under full HP. But can he get there in time?
Oh, that's going to be the one. He doesn't get the two. MG, incredibly accurate, as we have seen, is able to take down yet another member. And it's been 1-1, it's been 2-2, now we're at 3-3. It's nothing but just even matches. So back and forth now on ports. Really could go either way.
We're trying to open up A top. Instead, they do take some grenade damage, but for a kill onto Notson.
Yeah, that's going to be a wall shot. They had a good idea of where he could be. Spamming through the box. Able to pick off the one.
MG back on that sniper, trying to get a kill onto anyone passing by from the Global Risk Bridge. And Will just peeks out and takes down Fefe, and just like that on the A side. I think Fefe was trying to peek into the sideway, and then Will just peeked out in an off timing. And Rizal goes on A top, takes one down. As Will was trying to sneak into A on his own.
Lots of spam here through the smoke, but he has been playing safe. Nice little one-on-one over there, won by Rizal. He's once again going to show up. He's actually done the most for his team so far.
After forcing out a rotation into the A side, Imperial goes into the B entrance again.
Not the first time they've done this. Just going to get straight onto that side. Immediately, Mendes goes down.
I would like to see some aggressive base spots coming up from Mendes. I think that's going to help their B defense overall.
Yeah, it was a perfect little flashbang. Now Lucom is all alone. He's just behind smoke. He gets flashed, and he's 1-on-3. And he will get taken out. So Imperial, they're turning the tides. They're going to win 2 in a row. I think it's the first time they've been able to do that. And as always, they look pretty strong here on Blacklist on yet another map.
And as I say that to Mendez, I mean, when you have less than 5, 4 or 3, and then if you are late for the backup, when the opponent goes in towards the A side, you might just find yourself being in 1v4, 1v5 situation on your own. So that's a greater risk going into an aggressive bait position. But Imperial has been having a lot of easier entry because of that. So it's, I think, worth the risk in this type of matchup. Imperial again trying to have some fun towards the A site, which they got a lot of kills from A long. Out peeking out. Had a terrible timing right there. Did not work out.
I love the way Imperial do this. They choose a side and they go. Great position though from Pepe. He's able to take out 2 from the aggression, and that's actually going to make it much more even for VG to try to defend this push.
No bomb planted yet, so Imperial, they can take some time, and also VG can also take time to go around the sideway, which I thought they were going to initially, and then they go all the way back out, wait for that plant, make sure at least securing one information that there's at least one on top.
MG's still got the arm. He says, well, I've been good on this all day. Good flash, but they don't enter just yet.
Yeah, they know that MG's got a sniper, so they come through the bridge side.
Okay, one-on-one. It's going to come down to the pistol. Getting aggressive, and he goes in there, takes him out. Must have been pretty low. Looks like 1 shot to the hand.
Yeah, I think he had about 30 or maybe a little lower, understanding that he's low HP, pistoling the final shot. Good read from NG. I thought the retake was totally possible from VG. Now, one more round from Imperial, actually doing really well overall today from Blacklist.
Absolutely. That's really been their strong points all night. Whereas, you know, it feels like they have a better record on this side compared to Global Risk, which we can't really say about all the teams here. So, good to see. I really like their style. But let's see if they can close out this half. They've been in control so far.
And VG, after losing the A side a couple of times, focusing a little bit more. 1A top, 1 right next to it, 1 right behind the bridge for the backup. Having a lot of faith in Mendez on the other side, as Imperial is going to start to build up their pressure towards the bridge. They have never really had a big central push. It was always just B entrance after trading a couple of members or opening up from A long.
Actions, he's going to be looking for that entrance pick and finds a great angle there. But is only able to get 1 as 3 members of Imperial going to split the kills. And Will is going to get yet another one. Picks off the headshot. It's Mendez and Lupal trying to come in here. Now it's only Mendez. Gets the 3 of them in a row.
But MG's left.
He's got the pistol once again against Low Mendez, and he does it yet again. MG able to be the clutch member 2 times in a row with that pistol and finish things off. So Blacklist once again incredibly strong here for Imperial. They've only got to win 4 more.
Yeah, with a 6-3 score for Imperial, that's impressive against VG already. Can they finish off in the second round? It will be a big task. VG can be dangerous just like that. Fefe finding an initial kill right there. I think that was just through the smokes. One was caught trying to go rotate towards the bridge or lower bridge there into a bait spot. And Danimal trying to wait.
MG gets the double snipe. We didn't get to see that, but I saw it up there on the kill feed, and Danimal had a really nice follow-up position and was able to take down 2 more. Easy cleanup onto Knotson means that Imperial now are only 3 rounds away from taking this match.
MG just having some wonderful snipes on this series, and also some great pickup with the pistols. Now with a strike VG, they just go in deep B side.
Yeah, they're taking a page out of Imperial's book, but GDSZ says only we can do it. Takes out 3. He's got an AK with some bullets in it. Does get taken down, though.
They do have a C4, but it's a bit time to find the time to land. No, he does not.
Oh, I love that maneuver from Actions. He says, you're going to throw down a smoke. You're not going to expect me to run straight through. Goes on in, gets the one up top. And then they were able to both have 2 angles on the last remaining member.
Yeah, understanding there's a sniper from the opponent's side, VG wanted to buy some time for that plant. And knowing that play, okay, I'll just go in and strike you.
Yeah. It's very decisive, and that's really been one of the main
He didn't even
adjectives.
wait. He didn't even flinch. He just went in. Smoke, I go in. 2 more rounds for Imperial. That's game.
Certainly, they've been a fun team to watch so far, but can they close it out? VG has been strong, but they've been dominated here on this map.
Yeah, with this much dominance, I think literally Imperial can actually open up A long and go around the loading dock.
Yeah.
In this case, MG's with the sniper, he's just going to stay on top.
Oh, that's a big first kill.
Yeah, Will getting that lucky shot there through the smokes.
And it's been pretty massive. You were talking about potentially getting aggressive, but Imperial have been standing their ground, just waiting for the right moment.
FF is still in an aggressive position right next to we actually have right next to Action. They actually don't run into each other. And
MG, this guy
pops off again.
He's got 14 kills in now 12 rounds. That's going to be the last kill going the way of GDSZ, and they are 1 round away from taking this match. Would be a really big statement from Imperial to come in here and say, we are the 2nd best Brazilian team. Let us show you.
Maybe the first. Who knows?
Yeah,
by the end of the
true.
tournament. Of course, not yet against Black Dragons.
I mean,
it's going to happen very soon.
If Imperial win this next round, they will have dispatched a VG extremely fast, even though they did lose that 2nd map. It was pretty close after all.
Imperial will at least open up a door before the 2nd. So after that quick rush from VG, Imperial saying, okay, there might be a chance of having a lot of those wall shots. There's a smoke. Let's see the rotation now. And VG making a center rotation towards the bridge. Into the passage. And Will right on top.
I like the spray through the smoke, and now he's got fantastic position. Danimal takes down 2, and now it's only Mendez and Knotson. They do get a couple though. Knotson comes in big. He gets 3 kills.
But MG's right next to him. He's chasing them.
MG with the calls, able to get on in there, and that is going to do it. The 3rd map